not fit their concept of history. Remember, the ancient Greeks did not write their history down in the times of Homer. That was remembered as songs, and the Vikings did the same. They had very elaborate praise poetry that was passed down over the centuries. That was their sense of history. It was something to be committed to poetry and to tales, not to writing. Writing was something that was probably used for practical purposes, but we don't see a lot of that because that wasn't kept. It was also used for magical purpose, but it was not something, there wasn't a tradition of committing the deeds of the past to long written narratives.
Now, when it comes to the music of the Vikings, we are left equally in the dark. Archaeology has brought us a few fragments of musical instruments, but when and how they were used is unclear. This hasn't stopped modern-day people trying to reimagine the sounds of the Viking world, and we're playing some of the results during the programme. One of the more historically informed endeavours was the recent European Music Archaeology project led by Professor Rupert Till from Huddersfield University. I asked him about the musical sources for the project.
From the Viking period, we have quite a few musical instruments. Probably the best known are the laws, which are kind of horns, really. They start off as wooden tubes, perhaps a bit more like a didgeridoo than anything else, just a tube of wood that you blow through. And over time they develop into quite complicated musical instruments, long bronze tubes that curve and snake up into the air and are played in pairs, and a circular breathed, which means you continue to breathe. You breathe in and breathe out kind of at the same time, which is pretty tricky. But we also have lots of other things. We have bagpipes, we have lyres, which are a stringed instrument, a bit like a harp. We have all sorts of horns and recorders as well, mostly made out of animal bone.
You can see just the piles and piles of stuff. These sofas and people's desks and children's books. And you can see inside this home here, people trying to sort out their home. It's just been devastating.
I think everything's at stake. The future of our planet, the future of the beauty around us, the future of you and me.
Welcome back. I can just tell you a bit more on the news we were discussing with Tamara Cohen earlier on. There's a line here on my news feed which says that the Prime Minister, number 10, has said that the Prime Minister hasn't been fined in this latest batch. I'm sure we'll have more on that throughout the morning here on Sky News. In the meantime, let me tell you what's been going on in the markets this morning. And the pound initially sold off against both the US dollar and the euro on the worse than expected GDP data. It's rallied against the latter. As you can see, it's up nearly 0.25% right now against the single currency. Against the dollar, meanwhile, it's off nearly another 0.5% there right now. It's bumping along at close to two-year lows against the greenback. On the equity markets, another down day on Wall Street yesterday was followed by declines in the Asia-Pacific region overnight. The Hang Seng in Hong Kong fell by more than 2%, and there were also declines in Tokyo, Shanghai, Mumbai and in Sydney. In Europe, it's a similar situation. Tin hats on today, all of the main indices in negative territory, down by getting on for 2.25% there in the case of the CAC 40 in France and the DAX in Germany. And actually, talking points in Europe today, there are a lot of big German companies updating the market today on their results. Siemens is probably the pick of the bunch. The share's off 6.5% after it took a €600 million hit related to its planned exit from Russia, while the insurer Allianz is also in negative territory. You can see the drug maker there, Merck, at the top of the screen, up 1.5%. Their results actually went down pretty well. Commerzbank, Germany's second largest lender, the share's off nearly 2% there right now. They had a trading update out today as well. Here in London, well, look at that. You can see the FTSE's off nearly 2.5% there right now. It's a broad-based sell-off. Hargreaves Lansdown is the biggest percentage faller in the FTSE. That's after it reported a slowdown down in new client numbers. The shares off 6.5% there. There are not too many gainers to mention this morning in the index, but BT is up on its results and outlook statement, while JD Sports, company that we've heard from on this programme fairly recently, they're up by nearly 2.5% right now on a trading update. Rolls-Royce, the aircraft engine maker, well, they were up by 0.75% earlier, but as you can see on the screen there now, they're down by 0.5%. Outside the FTSE 100, the meat products group, Cranswick, the shares are off by 2.5%, though they were off 7% earlier on. Concerns over growing animal feed costs there, I suspect. TUI, the tour operator, this time yesterday we mentioned that they had a pretty bullish trading statement out. The shares up another 1.75% there right now. As for the oil price, well, that's given back half of yesterday's gains on concerns over demand. A barrel of Brent crude will currently cost you $105.18 a barrel. That is down a little over 2%. Well, joining me now is the chief market analyst at markets.com, Neil Wilson. Neil, welcome to you. I mean, it just seems never-ending, this sell-off right now, particularly on Wall Street.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty relentless. I think we're very much in a sort of structural bear market, the beginnings of a structural bear market. The sort of dealer positioning is pretty negative. They're having to sell when the market starts to sell. They're needing to sell into that in order to hedge their positioning. That's making things a little bit worse as well. I think it's really reflective of a very uncertain macroeconomic outlook. This inflation's very high, growth is weakening, and the key difference now versus say 2 years ago when we got the sell-off in the wake of the pandemic in sort of around March 2020 is that the central banks are no longer on side. There's no longer that Fed put, as we call it. They are raising rates, and also there's not the free money being distributed by the government. So it's a very tough situation for investors, and at the moment we can only see rallies in the stock market being sold into. So it remains a very difficult time.
Absolutely. And you mentioned central banks there, Neil. I mean, overnight, Christine Lagarde of the European Central Bank actually hinting at interest rate rises in coming months. I mean, if we'd been sitting here having this conversation probably only 2 months ago, we'd have said that was not on the agenda at all for this year.
That's right. There's been a real shift in the central bank positioning. I think that there's an admission, although they've not admitted it publicly, but they basically got it wrong last year. They were too aggressive with monetary easing during the pandemic, given that you also had all this fiscal stimulus coming alongside it, and they've been far too slow to rein it back in. The time to be raising rates was probably a year ago when the economy was starting to build some post-pandemic momentum, and they're meant to be looking 18 months, 2 years ahead, and they were looking at their shoes at the time, I think, and. It's their problem, but they are forced now into raising rates, unfortunately, and that's going to have negative consequences for growth. But the most important weight on growth at the moment is inflation. So they do need to do something about that. The worry is that raising rates into this sort of environment simply makes matters worse for your ordinary consumer.
Absolutely. And, I mean, the dollar has clearly been turbocharged of late. There's a lot of chit-chat in the foreign exchange markets right now about potentially the dollar and the euro hitting parity this year. Can you see that happening?
Yes, I can. I mean, it's we keep looking for a bottom in that euro-dollar exchange rate, and it keeps making a new low. The current sort of macro outlook is very constructive on the dollar. It's this safe haven, if you like, and has been in times of stress. And I think post the Russian invasion of Ukraine, we noted at the time of that was likely to lead to a dollar surge because of a sort of dollarization of the global economy and a shortage of dollars. So that is a factor. The weakness in the eurozone economy is evident, and I think that parity is possible. But in the past, that has been defended pretty pretty aggressively by the bullish euro traders, if you like. And so I'm not convinced 100% it will reach that level. The key question mark really is the extent to which the ECB does follow through with these rate hikes that it's suggesting it's going to make, and just how quickly does it get back to a sort of neutral rate of interest.
Absolutely. Neil, got to leave it there. Always good to see you. Thanks very much for joining me today. Still to come here on Ian King Live. As the first autonomous cargo ship completes its maiden voyage, I'll be speaking with the head of the company, whose software made it possible. Don't go away.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.worldlamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@worldlamp@gmail.com. World Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the
darkness.
hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile. If you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you're listening to Starr Radio. And that is how I say a massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. And I want to welcome you to the Thursday edition of the morning show from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Today is Thursday, the 12th day of the 5th month, the year 2022. That is the 12th of May, 2022. And I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. And those of you on other planets as well, I say massive hello and welcome to the show. Let me say good morning to my team this morning. Mr. Frank Davis, Mr. Olayomi Kojo D, wherever you are. Gentlemen, massive good morning to you. All the way in Aberdeen, let me say massive good morning to Felix. Felix, I hope you are doing very, very well, sir. To Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, Mr. Kate Yosen, massive good morning to you. Mr. David Kluche, long time no hear, no see. I hope you are doing very well, sir, and the family, of course. To my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, good morning to you, sir. And let me say special good morning to Tony Hammond, all the way in Ghana, Accra. You want to call yourself Tony Montana? Tony, morning. And to Miriam, and to all the brethren there, that's a massive good morning to you. To Alfred Delta, Cuckoo, Rock, and Kwame all the way in South Africa, massive, massive good morning to you, gentlemen and ladies. To Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin, massive good morning to our listeners, those of you in the US, Mr. Makiva. Hey Isaac, I hope you are doing very, very well. I promise to get in touch. I promise to get in touch after the program. Comfort Haven all the way in Minnesota, US of A. I salute you. But all in all, let me say thank you very much from Mr. Frank Davis yesterday as well. But as the MPP Ashanti Regional Chairman, they say to all and Sandra. Now let me put it the right way. To all and Sandra, massive good morning, all protocol observed, and welcome on board the ride. Yesterday, some news broke where a pilot who was flying a twin flight, one of the smaller planes, collapsed in the cockpit, and therefore one of the passengers had to land the flight or the plane, whichever we want to call it. Well, he managed through the instructions of the those in the tower saying to the flights. But I promise you one thing for sure. Put on your seatbelts. If you are standing, hold on to something. But be rest assured, I'm going to take you to your destination in peace, not in pieces. So once again, welcome to the program. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. Mr. Joseph Arta, massive good morning to you. Okay, so to every one of you who have tuned in this morning to listen to us on Starr Radio UK, if it is your first time, this is how the program goes on Thursdays. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel updates. Move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as Global Trotting. Then exactly at 11 o'clock, we'll be having Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who'll be joining us to bring you updates from Nigeria. For the past 2 days, we've missed him, but hey, he's here this morning to deliver on his promise, telling you every other thing that is going on. And then at 12 o'clock, after that, we will continue to look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. As I say it all the time, if it's making the headlines, why not? We'll be touching on it. And then we'll move on from there exactly at 12 o'clock. The lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions. Once I go on with my panelists to look at some of the stories, at 1 o'clock exactly, the curtains are brought down for the end of the program. And that is where your destination will be. Well, you don't need to set your sat nav, but I'm here to navigate you. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
It's the morning with Archie.
Welcome on board. something from Papa Yankson, the late Papa Yankson. Says, Jimmy, save me, oh God. I don't know what you might be going through, but if you're experiencing some difficulties, some challenges, well. May God save you this morning. Okay, the quote for the day says, opportunities do not respond to needs, but to results which come from intense preparation. So what preparations are you making for that opportunity that you are looking forward to? Straight to the weather front. Let's look at what is happening on the weather front. Last night or yesterday evening there was lots of rain. However, it ceased, and then we had a very nice not cold, but it was good. So those of us who need the cold weather to sleep, we enjoyed our sleep better than the day before. But now that we know we are approaching summer, well, this afternoon for London and the southeast of England, this is how the weather is going to be for you. This afternoon we'll see plenty of sunshine to start. Patchy cloud will tend to build in later, but it will stay dry with some bright spells in places. And tonight, the evening will have variable clouds with some late sunny spells in places tonight. Any clouds will diminish, leaving a dry night with clear spells. When it comes to the temperature is going to be 18 degrees. The lowest is going to be 9 degrees. Pollen level is going to be high, UV level is going to be moderate, and pollution is going to be low as well. Sunset 2041, sunrise for tomorrow morning 05, 14 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast. We're going to take a quick break. Once we come back, and I bring you the travel updates. Keep your eyes on the roads. So stay with me, don't you go away. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Don't you worry, I'll bring you all the rest of that song, yeah? Jimmy, enjoy this.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Check it out. Keep your eyes on the road.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep you navigated. I promise I'm on the Starr Radio UK travel update. I can see where every weekday from 10:40. It's not 10:48. So what is the travels like this morning, wherever you might be? You want to share with us? Maybe you are in Accra, Ghana. Maybe you are in Timbuktu. Maybe you are in Cape Town, South Africa. You want to share with us what is going on there when it comes to the travels? Feel free to do so, because we got a worldwide listenership and it to benefit somebody, right? Okay, so now for London on the underground this morning, the district line have got part closures and severe delays now. No service between High Street, Kensington and Edgware Road due to a signal failure. Severe delays between Elscourt and Wimbledon. Good service on the rest of the line. Now when it comes to the northern line as well, there's part closure as I said to mid-May as they promised. However, the northern line is experiencing minor delays due to an earlier fire alert at Golders Green. No service between Kennington and Moorgate due to planned engineering works, but the rest of the line is experiencing good service there. That aside, all the other lines, good service. When it comes to London Overground, the TFL Rail, London DLR and the London Tramlink, they've all got good services. Check it out. Now continue to keep your eyes on the roads as you keep it navigated. Now moving on to the major roads in London, I can tell you shortly, 823, 831, 684 and Central London Red routes have all got closures there. But A41 has got serious delays. Now let's move on to the river bus. On the river bus, apart from the Woolwich Ferry that's got special service, all the others, good service. Now on the final segment of the travel update, that's the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, Chiltern Railway, Cross Country, East Midlands Railway, Great Western Railway and Thameslink have all got special service. But on the side, all the others, good service there. And as I will say it all the time, well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the road.
Hi SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 9 minutes to the top of the hour. And it is the Thursday edition of the morning show. Now, when it comes to stories, that is going to be, we're going to be looking at when it comes to Nigeria, where Mr. Olayomi joins in exactly at 11 o'clock. We're going to be seeing 2023 elections unlikely. Nigeria progressing to anarchy. Falai, ex-presidential candidate, is saying. And then when this government came 7 years ago, I think one of the reasons people voted for Buhari was because he was a former army general. As a former military person, he would deal with Boko Haram and all the others, but we didn't see anything of the sort. And let me say good morning to Anthony Adedeji. Yes, I hope you are doing very, very, very well today. Okay, so this is a lot more going to be coming your way from Nigeria exactly at 11 o'clock. But now let's move on to other parts of the world, looking at what is happening there as well. So, now, when it comes to other parts of Africa, transition period set at 36 months in Guinea. That's the story making the rounds there. When it comes to Ghana, well, the year Asantehene, Domahene, and Ochehene were installed. That's one of the stories. But is there any role per se? Some say developmental role per se that we can say our chiefs or our kings are playing. That is. Let me get the right word. Can be quantified, or that we can feel that we are not wasting time. So there is so much protocol. You have to do that. You have to do that. You have to do. Do you think there's any relevance of them being in position, or we just use them as the royals here? They don't have any role per se. All that they do is just ceremonial heads. Okay, and as and when events or things, we need to dispatch them to go and do some protocol stuff for us. We do so for them to do whatever they have to do. So that seems to be what is happening. Do you think the chieftaincy or the institution has overlived its usefulness, relevance? What do you think there? I want to have your take once we come into other stories making the headlines. Without them, can we actually make any better life for ourselves as a nation? That is Ghana. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about that. It will be interesting to know what you think. Asiedin Katia must return to the University of Ghana Business School for remedials. That's what Baumia is saying. Why? Is it because of biometrics? Well, he thinks that he needs to go back to school for maybe some refresher course. Okay. I know COVID money was misused. I want to know how they did it. Who is speaking? Haruna Idrisu. Lots more going to be coming your way from there. Payment plan for Clock Zack ready. That's what the Labour Minister is saying. Do we have the money to do so? All right then. Let's see. Moving on straight to some of the other stories. As I did say earlier on, cutting RDC sentences police colonel to death. Oh my. Well, I'll be bringing you more on those stories. A Malian judge summons the French foreign minister. Will he appear? Well, they are flexing their muscles, aren't they? Okay. Well, interestingly, Keir Starmer did say that, well, if I'm found guilty and handed down a fine, I will resign. The Prime Minister, he has been found guilty, handed down a fine, the first one, with the Chancellor of the Exchequer and a few of it. Yet, he is in position. However, what is happening this morning? The Metropolitan Police have issued more than 50 new fines for breaches of COVID rules in Downing Street and other government buildings. The fixed penalty notices come in addition to more than 50 handed out last month, including to Boris Johnson and Chancellor Rishi Sunak. The identities of those fined this time are not yet known. Number 10 has promised to reveal any other penalties imposed on the Prime Minister over the parties. So what are we going to say? He's just going to say, okay, you know what? I've got some lots of fines. You maybe you also. Let's forget about it now. Clean sheet. No more COVID. Let's move on with it. You think that's going to happen? Well. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Ambulance waiting times and danger patients. That's what doctors are saying. And then interestingly, when somebody has been incarcerated for wrongfully, and especially in this time, in this particular place where they murdered young girls or murdered people, whatever it is, do you think they should be given the right to even get married? We know that there'll be no consummation or anything of the sort, but for them to live and be there in the prison and say, oh, we want to have a wedding and all that stuff, do you think they should be given that? Well, then if you are punishing them for what they've done, well, then we have to go all out to punish them. I don't know what your take is, but interestingly, the serial killer, Belfield, has applied to work in prison. The killer of Millie Dowler, Marsha McDonald, and Amelie de la Grange is asking permission to marry. Would you give him, if you were the one who is sitting on the case, if you were the one whose family lost a loved one of that sort, would you do that? Well, this and a lot more we're going to be looking at in the next few minutes, but stay tuned, don't you go away. Now, Finland leaders back NATO entry a major shift. Russia has threatened unspecified measures if the country abandons its policy of military non-alignment. Well, some people were there. He decided to invade them because you think that they were playing with your enemies, okay? And now some others are thinking, even if those who you thought they were playing with their enemies, you just attack them that way, then we who have been saying neutral, what do we do? They decided now. So now we see the landmark or the land border that NATO has. Let me put it that way, or NATO could have with Russia is now rather broadening or widening. Okay, so what has Putin actually done with this war? Has he shot himself in the foot, or do you think that you're going to be saying no? He's going to rather move all his troops to all those bordering countries with him, apart from Belarus? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 2 minutes to the top of the hour. This is another one I'm going to be looking at because there are lots of stories making the rounds this morning. But stay tuned, don't you go away. Enjoy this song, The Promise by CC Beidou.
Can I see you snap like this, everybody? Come on.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
all around the world. In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
The journey is long.
You are listening to Starr Radio.
At night, my friends become my enemies. But you said something I miss so.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
Well, something coming from CC Beidou. My red chichi for my comforter. It is a promise. Coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. This afternoon exactly at 6 o'clock, we'll be bringing you BB Clement with BB Means Business. Then it will be followed exactly at 7 o'clock with KB Botsman and Vicky Newton coming your way with the Property Hour Show. They're going to be having a special guest. They're going to be having a special guest. So as and when during the course of the program, I will bring you more details of that. But as I say all the time, Starr Radio UK brings you tailored measured programs to make you or help you build up. Of course, we bring you lots of music as well to entertain you. So that's why we call it entertainment. But once again, welcome to the show. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. It's 7 minutes past the top of the hour, and we have got Mr. Olayomi Koiki who is getting in. Unfortunately, we cannot see him. I don't know whether he knows that, so I think he might have to call back because we can't see him. It is Starr Radio UK. Okay, let me see whether we can he can hear us. Yomi, good morning. We can't see you.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay. Listeners, whilst we wait for him to try again, let's go on. We can still not see him. I don't know what is happening, but I know he can work on that. Try to fix that. We still can't see you. Okay, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Your favorite African and Caribbean radio station, of course. You can't get this anywhere else except on this platform. And yes, we are doing our best to get Mr. Olayomi Koiki. His image is still not so. I don't know. Maybe he will try to use one of his other sets to do the business. Yomi, unfortunately, I can't still. Okay. But let's take a quick break whilst we get Mr. Olayomi Koiki lined up for you. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. I think we are about to get Mr. Olayomi because I can see all the signals working now, but his image is not come yet. I know he's working on it. So, Yomi, let's get the image on. All right then. Yes, we're going to be looking at some of the stories that is making the rounds from Nigeria, as I've said already. The 2023 elections unlikely. Well, that's what some people are thinking, but yes. Now we have Mr. Olayomi on. We can see him now. That's a good one. Okay, so we'll be crossing over to him. 2023 elections. What do you think about all that? But let me say, Yomi, massive good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe. And we welcome you once again to Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London as we continue to give all the news and the update coming out of Nigeria this particular morning. Yes, I've not been on air for the last 2 days. We couldn't even have the Niger Voices yesterday for reason beyond our control. But be rest assured that we will be back again next week for more other headlines and also the Niger Voices. But for now, we're back again at exactly 12th May 2022, and it's just coming up to 12 minutes past as well, as we're getting ready to give you all the headlines and the news coming out of Nigeria. And I'm going to be giving us the countdown on Starr Radio UK, how many days before the election. That's if there will be an election, because there's quite a lot going on, and we're going to be discussing that today, this morning, on the Starr Radio UK morning show.
Yes, good. How is the family? Everybody good there?
Well, the family, like I always say, are doing very well, getting ready as usual, the little one, but I guess we should be okay because there's an extra hand in the house this morning, so we shouldn't have any hiccups, so less noise, but yes, the family are doing very well, and then we hope our listeners, they are doing as so well as we can always say the family are doing well, because when we say the family are doing well here, the concern of so many Nigerians is about their family back home. Back here, we haven't got problems with, bully. We haven't got problem with intimidation. We just had the local government election here in United Kingdom. There wasn't any ballot snatching and all sorts. But back home, there's a lot to worry about, and that is giving a lot of concern to so many diaspora that are living outside Nigeria, and likewise those back home as well.
Well, listeners, Mr. Olayomi going to be bringing you updates from Nigeria. Now, interestingly, the first story that you posted pertaining to the 2023 elections, we know, there's been lots of movements going on, people who are throwing their hats into the ring for the highest position in the country and stuff like that. But some people seem to think that, well, the 2023 election, Nigeria is progressing to anarchy. Falaye, ex-presidential candidate, is saying. What is he talking about there?
Well, you're quite right. We have talked about that, whether there will be an election in 2023, and if there's going to be an election, how is that going to happen? And that has been, the question on the lips of so many Nigerians, especially as Nigerians continue to go in.
Okay, listeners, just bear with us. I think he's having a bit of interruption there. Yes, he'll be back on it. That is, I think that's an incoming message from his end. So just bear with us whilst he sort that out. And to the listeners and viewers who are on other platforms also watching us live from there, just bear with us. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 16 minutes past the top of the hour. Just bear with us, as I said earlier on. Yes, there is a poor network connection. That seemed to be the story, as to whether it's from his end or whatever. I think it's from his end, and we'll try to sort that out. And we'll have Mr. Olayomi Koiki back on. Okay, I think he's coming back. Am I getting him? Let's see. Okay. So just bear with us. You hear me? Okay. So just bear with us whilst we try to get Mr. Olayomi Koiki back on. Whatever it is, we'll be looking at that. But that's what Fayomi, my apologies, Falai, who is the ex-presidential candidate, is saying. Do you think that this election is going to come on at all? Do you think that this Nigerian election, is going to come on at all? Is it going to come on at all? Or do you think that, as he is saying, that Nigeria seems to be progressing to anarchy? We have people from the north who have said that, well, we want somebody from the south, and where we had a case where somebody from the south they bought the forms up to, which costs up to what, £100,000 for the candidate in the person of Jonathan Goodluck, who was a former president. And I think so. At least there seems to be some movement from the north to the south, and then there seems to be some movement going on. Do you think that will actually forestall any anarchy that is looming, or you think that if this election progresses, we're going to be seeing some tough times? Do you think that is what is going to happen? Well, let's enjoy some music whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to come back to us.
In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Starr Radio UK.
Well, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join in, let me continue to bring you some of the story that is making the rounds in Nigeria whilst we wait for him to reconnect. I hope that Nigeria has not happened to his internet. No, this is London. This is London, all right? Yes, it is Starr Radio UK. Okay, so let me bring you some of the stories that is making the round. Jonathan and APC, who is fooling who? That's one story that has been looked at by Ikechukwu Amechi. Now, I'm in love. It says, I'm in love with the phrase political silly season, which I understand possibly came from an article in July 13, 1861 edition of the London Weekly newspaper, the Saturday Review, and was listed in the second edition of Brewer's Dictionary of Phrase and Fable. So iconic is a phrase that it has remained in use till date. Now, what is that about? It is defined as a period of time in which the behavior of an individual or group tends to become uncharacteristically frivolous, mirthful, or eccentric. A period marked by outlandish and illogical activity or behavior. It is understandable if in politics the season is a time especially just before the election, when undeliverable promises and wild accusations are the order of the day. Now, politicians the world over make promises during political silly seasons they neither have the capacity nor intention to fulfill. They simply use this unfulfillable promises. I think we are getting Mr. Olayomi Koiki back there. But whilst we try to get him on, okay. Now, so it says they simply use those unfulfillable promises to whittle the politically unworried and corner undeserved votes. But Nigeria's political silly season goes way beyond all that. That's what he's saying. Now, granted, the activities of politicians are mostly frivolous and illogical, but it is even more so in this election cycle. What is going on is simply bizarre and beyond the pale. Yomi, we cannot see you. But
can you hear me back in the studio?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, I'm not sure when the transmission went up, because I was actually giving the background to what Olufalaye said, but I realized that the network was completely
it was gone. Okay, so we can start from Olufalaye. What his response to the question that I asked you, what did he mean? But let me say good morning to Pastor Emmanuel Chidi and those who have joined us on the Facebook transmission. We apologize for that break there. So let's go back to Yomi. So what is Olufalaye saying?
Well, apparently Olufalaye was giving us, a background to, the government that hasn't done much to, to secure the lives of Nigerians. The reason why people voted for, the current government was because of, the president that was involved and has been, a military personnel, and expectation was that, by coming in, it will be able to flush, the Boko Haram out. I was actually reading quite a lot, but I didn't realize that, the background, we lost the transmission. So I'm just going to quickly recap on some of what he said. As he was asked the question, he says, and I quote, that he has not been in the partisan since February 2019, and there's no way he's going back into any of that. He also talked about that we've been buying. He said, and I quote, I have told each of them that I retire from the partisan politics in 2019, and there's no way I am going back to partisan involvement. He drew the attention to the crisis in Nigeria. I asked them, this is Olufalaye, if you become the president, where will you start with a question mark? How will you address this essential threat to the cooperative existence of Nigeria? We call it a security challenge. We didn't call them terrorists, according to him. The government has continued to label terrorists as bandits, as if they would take the edge of the evil they are doing. He also talked about we are now in the state of undeclared civil war ravaging the northern part of Nigeria. And the word civil war is something that the late Dr. Malafia told us, before he died, last year. And likewise, if you remember that also, the late, Malafia is not the only person saying that. Let's hear what Professor Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, had to say some few days or weeks ago during an interview that he granted back in Nigeria. This is what he had to say.
What do they expect of us now that this war is on our doorstep? Of course, there has got to be civil mobilization, and if we keep waiting for this to be centrally handled, we're all going to become, if we're not already, slaves in our own land. That for me is personally intolerable. It's not an acceptable condition. And whatever it takes, I stand ready to contribute in any way.
Well, it's time to contribute in any way. Remember, Professor Wole Soyinka said, and I quote, if you wait for the central, you will wait for a very long time. I hope you can still hear me back.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Yeah. Okay. Now, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, we apologize that you cannot see his live visual there, but we are still bringing you the updates. Due to some technical reasons, we cannot get that for you. But interestingly, some people are talking about the fact that, look, they're not, call it even the Fulani heads, the chiefs, what do we call them? Is it the
check the camera now.
Okay. Oh yes. We got you back. We got him back. Yeah. Thank you very much. The Miyati Allah are showing signs of bringing the country together, because at least they stretch their olive branch to Jonathan Goodluck to say that, well, you know what, we want to buy you even the forms. So that shows how much we want to support you in this. So if Falayi is saying that, well, with what had gone on and the question that is asking, the insecurity issues rampaging the north, and therefore this election cannot take place, or Nigeria is going straight into or progressing into anarchy, some people might seem not to agree with him, especially those who are lacing their boots to go into this contest.
Well, you're quite right. The politicians do not agree, that Nigeria is going into disintegration. But those that are watching things behind the scene do know that the country is going into disintegration. Well, we have about, like I said earlier, 274 days before, the general election. But there's also a lot of indication that the government might have to either postpone the election, or there might be a coup, which I have said a lot of time based on the intelligence that is coming out of Nigeria, within the military hierarchy that are speaking to us that, the government is not ready. We also had, the leader of Afenifere, spoke some few weeks ago also that the government, especially the North, is not ready to let power go. But also, the president is now saying that those that wants to contest must now resign their position. Buhari bows to pressure. APC panel may demand resignation letters. We have already seen some of their ministers and those that are working with the government already tendering their resignation letter. But for the question is, will there be election in 2023? As also, there is a challenge that went through the court in Ado-Ekiti by the Ilana Omodua. The court judgment has been postponed again. The court case has been postponed to the 20th of May. But there's also indication that the two states in the southwest of Nigeria, which is the Yoruba land, Osun and Ekiti state, elections should not hold in there based on the 1999 military dictat constitution, which is being challenged already. The next court case is coming up in the next 5 days in Oshogbo High Court. So you can see that there's a pressure. Should the election not hold in the two states in the southwest, what does that indicate for 2023? Likewise, the politicians are still mobilizing their own campaign for 2023.
It's going to be an interesting time. Virtually going to be a very, very interesting time ahead of us. The next 200 plus days. Now, so should it happen that this case in Osun and Ekiti state, if they win, if those the other dual group that is pushing for that agenda win, and those two states don't contest or conduct election for, but they could have election for presidency, or is it parliamentarian election or House of Representative elections that they don't want to have, or across board no election at all?
Well, it's across board, no election in the southwest, just as the Biafra are saying no election in the southeast as well. We might say that the government is not looking into that, and the government is not interested in what is happening. But the question is, how do you hold election, especially with the so much situation? Just as the former presidential candidate Olufala have said that the country might disintegrate into anarchy. Already Robert Clark, because we couldn't make up this week, spoke, is a senior advocate of Nigeria, spoke that they will now ask if the government should given another 6 months to tackle the insecurity, and that also means that election might have to be postponed. This was said by Robert Clark on Monday, when he said that the election that is coming, with the condition of the insecurity in Nigeria, it will be the best interest to allow the government to postpone that. There's a lot of challenge on that, and already that has come from Wole Olanipekun. Wole Olanipekun is differing from what Robert Clark said. Robert Clark was the same person that spoke in 2016 that the current constitution as well is a fraudulent one that has allowed our governors to continue to take what they call security vote that is not included in the constitution. I'm not sure why he still now says that even the constitution that he disagrees with allows the president to have an extension of time. And this is now being challenged by so many other individuals. Differing from Robert Clark's call for tenure extension by Wole Olanipekun, it is an act to caution applying the old adage, "E deity, if you cannot improve or salvage my situation, leave me as you have met me," which means in Yoruba land, which means that the government just need to go. I mean, you have come in, you have destroyed the economy, more lives have become ravaging in insecurity in the country. I was looking at the data clock yesterday. When the government came in after a year, it was 70 million Nigerians that were out of extreme people in abject poverty. These are not numbers. These are Nigerians from the northwest, the northeast, the north central, the southwest, the southeast, the south-south. But as we speak today in 2022, we now have almost about 83 million Nigerians that are currently people in extreme poverty. And that is why the question is the government going to itself hold election in 2023?
Wow, listeners, that is quite a damaging report for government, because if you came into power and you had 70 million people who were in abject poverty, and by the time you are leaving power, people's situation have worsened and they've increased to about 83 million. That means about 13 million more people who are the situation have worsened in your coming to power than what we have. But well, somebody say it's all stakeholders. Everybody has a role to play. But when it comes to the balancing of power in Nigeria, now, especially the north, where we see this insecurity that is going on a lot, who are the power brokers there? Is it the Miyati Allah? Is it who actually wields power there?
Well, the way things are structured at the moment, the power has always been, within the Fulani Caliphate, and what do I mean by that? There's the belief that the north itself, that is meant to be the Hausa, has been overrun for years. They've been hijacked from what we know as the north. When you go to listen to somebody like Chief Tola Deni, he says, we don't have the north that we used to have when we had that independence, in 1960. What we have now is a Fulani that have literally taken control. They've taken control not just, within the government, but also within the, what we can call the tradition of the north. So what is now happening is the power player is now from the north, but from the Fulani Caliphate, and likewise, which has now become why, somebody like, the social cultural group, Afenifere, the leader, 95 years old, says the North will not give power neither to the Southeast, to the Southwest, to the South-South. Rather, they're telling everybody to go and pick up 100 million form that has now turned to a jamboree, almost 135,000 pounds. Should you convert that back to pound sterling this morning?
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, 11:33 at the time. The updates from Nigeria with Miss Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in our South studios. Okay, so we're going to go on to some of the other stories. But the question I'm asking you this morning, I want you to put your comments on our Facebook page, or if you want to call in, we can still allow you to do so. If it happens that the Afenifere and a few of the southern part decide that, or the case that they are saying that, look, we don't want that election that is based on that 1992 constitution, we want it changed, and the courts rule in favor of them, can elections still hold? Would there be elections in the northern part, and they will nominate somebody, they will vote for the person become president of the north? Or do you think that the only thing going to happen now, as some have said, Robert Clark have said that, look, government will have to get 6 months to put things together. They've had how many years? 6 years now, okay, or 7 years, And so what will 6 months do for government to say they can bring the insecurity issues under control? Do you think that will happen? Well, there's a lot more going to be coming your way, but stay tuned, don't you go away. It is Star Radio UK. When this government came 7 years ago, I think one of the reasons people voted for Buhari was because he was a former army general. However, his actions speaks differently. Well, that's some of the stories. But ministers exit Buhari's bow to pressure. APC panel may demand resignation letters. Now, we have the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, who has been told that, well, if you want to throw your hat into the net or the ring, you have to actually resign. And he said, no, I'm taking you to court. I want to be there, and I want to still be part of the people who are fighting for that position. So what is all that going on?
Well, when it first came out that the CBN governor was also going to be contesting, it actually came out from where some of the vehicles that he bought, or some of his followers, or those that supported him in this ambition. We all have ambition. There's nothing wrong in that. He is the current Central Bank of Nigeria. He's now also putting his heart in his ring. It was some vehicle that was out his brand of Emefiele, 2023. But it doesn't seem that it's going to be a happy person, because there's a directive now coming from the presidency. Buhari has ordered Emefiele to resign from the CBN before Monday next week. The SGF boss, Mustafa, says the president directive came by a circular on Thursday that asked multiple categories of public office holder seeking different elective position next year to quit. President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered Governor Godwin Emefiele to resign from the Central Bank of Nigeria over his intention to run for the president in the upcoming general election. The president directive came today. Mustafa said minister, heads of extra ministerial department, and political office holder, among other categories, have been asked to step down before May 16. Mr. Emefiele, as the head of the CBN, is captured in the circular, according to the two permanent secretaries interview. Several ministers and political office eyes primaries later this month have already resigned from the office. There's a pressure, even though most of them wants to hold on to the power. Let's talk about the AGF. The AGF, the Attorney General of the Federation, he wants to become the governor of Kebbi State, but yet he still wants to hold on to become, to still be the AGF. Amechi, from what we are hearing, the Minister for Transportation, have actually tendered his resignation. So there is a pressure coming, from different, individuals, groups of people, as Buhari bows to pressure of resignation letter. With another headline, there are strong indications that members of the Federal Executive Council, FEC, who have declared their intention to contest the 2023 presidential election, may appear before All Progressive Congress Screening Committee with 2 copies of their letters of resignation and acknowledgement letter. Party source stated that this might form part of the additional stipulation the aspirants were expected to comply with. Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, at exactly 11:38 a.m.
Yes, listen to Star Radio. Mr. Olayomi Koiki for you. Interesting stories coming from Nigeria. But let me say good morning to Ajani Ajala. He says, Yoruba Nation is the way, only solution, is the only way, the solution, no more one Nigeria. But looking at what is happening there, what do you think is going to happen? The South say, we don't want to have elections. The North say, bring it on. Now, what do you think is going to happen? Well, let's divide the country into two. Let the North have their election. Let the South also stay and look at whatever they want to do. Is that the way forward? A referendum could do. What do you think about all that? Well, we have only 200 days more, plus 200 plus days more for that election. What do you think is going to happen? Should it happen? Well, it's already UK. Let's go to Yomi for some of the rest of the other stories. Over to you, sir.
Well, let's take a look quickly at some of those headlines coming out of Nigeria this morning. ASU, ASOP declared 2-week strike, says decision is considered. That is coming from the headline, this morning as well. Other headline coming as well says ASU reps intervene as students shut down Lagos Abeokuta Road, and that is also coming up. Jonathan Yet, our member, says Bayelsa APC chairman. Quite a lot of rumor, and I'm also getting, it seems Saraki, a one-time Senate president during the 8 has now also made his declaration. Dr. Bukola Saraki, formerly declare for presidency. What an interesting time. He's running under the PDP, even though, the PDP will not be, PDP ignores the zoning throws open presidential ticket. That is also coming from the headline as well. Akpabio resigned as Malami aides keeps mum. That is also coming from the headline as well. 2023, we build 500,000 housing units annually if elected, says Saraki. The question is, what has he done in Kwara State while he was the governor 2-term? When you go to to Kwara State today, you can still see, the poverty, the housing units were not built in there. The road network is not working. It was also almost a 2-term, during the 8th, parliament of the Senate president. And the question is, what has he done? These are the questions that so many journalists will be asking if they're asking the right question. So let me quickly go to more other headline. Then I'm going to go straight to what is happening and then come back again to you. Once again, it's Star Radio UK. If you're sending money home to your loved ones, remember to use Sendwaves. If you're doing it for the first time, you can use S for Star, R for Radio. Kogi explosion. 3 fear dead. Many are wounded. And this happened in Kogi State, almost yesterday at the beer parlor. It could be, again, health and safety reasons, as we do know that there's a lot of negligence when it comes to, health and safety issue in Nigeria. Once again, we're going to go straight into more other headline as we continue to say, if you're joining us for the first time, this is Star Radio UK. I'm going to take us to business because quite a lot of businesses are going through a lot of pressure, especially with the ongoing crisis between Ukraine and Russia. Is having a lot of impact, and likewise, small-scale businesses are being collapsed on a daily basis in Nigeria. Oil sector to see 109 projects in 4 years. Oil sector to see 109 projects in 4 years, coming from the headline. Shipping firms partner to boost port efficiency. That is coming from the headline as well. UK Financial Times rate Alpha Morgan on financial services. 52,000 vessels visited West Africa in 2021. That means that we are importing more than exporting out as well. So that is also coming from the headline. Quite a lot is going on within the politics of Nigeria, and those that disagree, with the Nigeria as its whole, because there's a lot of people that are not asking the question, self-determination is not a crime, and the best option is to wait and get a nation of their own rather than being part of Nigeria. So I'm going to go quickly straight to the social media, and then we can talk about almost everything because of the time constraint this morning. So I'm looking at Ilano Omo Odua worldwide on their Twitter handle. We shall mobilize the masses of Yoruba land against Access Bank. If the anti-people charge 20,000 naira account maintenance fee are not reversible within the next 48 hours. We will stage peaceful protest in front of his head office in Lagos unit. The policy is reversed. When it comes to banking sector in Nigeria, you can tell that there's a lot of Nigerians that feel the brunt and the pain of it because of the so much charges that the banking sector does, and that is what they're actually saying on that Twitter. Also, all institutions operating in Yoruba land must ensure that they don't make life difficult for the Yoruba people. At Access Bank must reverse its latest anti-people policy, charging 20,000 naira monthly for account maintenance fee from the SME is not acceptable, which is a small medium enterprise. Like I said, there's quite a lot. Like I said, we talked about the update from Ado-Ekiti that took place, in the last few days. The preceding judge, Justice Banji, has adjourned it to now, 20th of May, 2022. So I'm going to come back slightly again to you in the studio at exactly 11:44, and then we can touch one or two before we start winding out. But this morning, there's a lot trending. Saraki is trending at number 4. Jonathan is also trending just below number 7 this morning. This is Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
You want news? You gotta listen to us every day when we bring you all this program. But interestingly, Bukola Saraki's statement that he made that, look, if I'm voted to the highest office in the land, I'll be building houses or putting up buildings every quarter, or what is he talking about? And people are posing the question, what has he done? And there is a Ghanaian adage that says that when a nude person promises you that he's going to give you a clothing to cover your nakedness, you have to listen to his name. His name is nude. He is a nude person. So where will he get that to do? It's something that he would never do, because if he had to do it, he could have done it in the state that he's governed. Well, he didn't do that. But this time around, maybe he's had a vision. What about that? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now, let's look at the case that took place in Ekiti that has been adjourned to the 20th. Is it the 20th or the 21st? 20th. Now, what was the judge's reason? What reason did he give for the adjournment?
The reason was, they've only served the government in the last 2 days. Remember they were there the previous week. The government did not attend. But because there was some holidays, the lawyers that is representing Ilana Omodua, when speaking after, the hearing says, it was only 2 days prior to the court case yesterday that they were able to, to give the federal government and the INEC and the AGF. So the judge, to have a fair play, has actually extended another couple of days to allow respond back from the AGF and INEC. And what is the case all about is to challenge the validity of the 1999 constitution. Is that constitution we the people or a military diktat? And if that constitution is not for the we the people, that means no election should continue to hold for the two states that is coming up, which is Ekiti and Osun State, because that constitution is no longer valid. And if we don't have a valid constitution in the country, that also means there's a pressure cooker for 2023. And like I said, even with all these, the politicians are not listening because they believe that the constitution has been amended. But a lot of lawyers have said you cannot amend something that is a fraud in the first place. Well, some people who are listening to us, who are in or who favor this 1999 constitution will be of the view that, look, at the time, that was what pertained. People voted. I don't know how they got the constitution into law. Accepted the constitution. Well, it was. Remember, let's just give a bit of background to what actually took place before the 1999 constitution. We had an election in 1993 by the late Chief M.K. Abiola that was voted across all ethnicity, and it was the most fairest, free election that we've ever had in Nigeria. But what happened? The military during the time is Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida upturned that election. It degenerated into a lot of chaos, where so many lives were killed across the country. He also died during his custody, kept in the prison. I'm talking about the late Chief M.K. Abiola. So there was then the need, as at that time, to break up the country, because a lot of people believe that the election that should have been given the hope never took place. What then happened is, we know that Babangida stepped aside. There was an interim government which was Shonekon. He has actually died as well. That then was hijacked again by the late Sani Abacha. Abacha actually hijacked it. So there was now the military, hierarchy up to the 1999. So they cooked and put in this constitution together, that if you then start looking at the constitution bit by bit, which there has been a lot of discussion across all Nigerians, and that's the reason why it's being challenged as we speak right now. That constitution also have what we call 68 exclusive list, and that means that each of the states across the 36 states in the country do not have access to having their own police force, making use of their resources. And also, the question you ask is, how did it come about? It came about by a roundtable of few military people that then make that constitution, handed it over. The president that was elected in 1999 was the former Olusegun Obasanjo. He never saw the constitution while he was taking the baton of becoming the president of Nigeria. It was after he had signed to become a president and swore in, he now saw the constitution. And since then, it has been a challenge that that constitution has been a military diktat, is a fraud. And a lot of people have been saying you cannot amend something that is a fraud in the first place.
Wow, quite interesting, quite interesting. But looking at you did mention this whilst the earlier part of the update, and that pertained to some intel that was coming through saying that there could be a military takeover because of the insecurity. Now, how tangible is that intel?
Well, that intel is still very tangible, and the reason for that is, there's a lot of movement, within the military hierarchy as we speak right now. They're probably waiting for, when is the best time, that this will be approached. But the Yorubas that are also campaigning for the self-determination have said that should any military coup happen now, and that word, my fellow Nigerians, a lot of them are saying that we are not your fellow Nigerians, we are Yoruba people, keep your fellow Nigerians to yourself, and that could also mean a declaration for the Yoruba nation out of Nigeria. So
should I know our time is up. We need to run up. But should the Afenifere be approached to ask to be asked the question that would you want to have a referendum if government said, okay, we're going to give you a chance, let's have a referendum pertaining to the constitution? Do you think they will buy that?
Well, for the last 16 years of the PDP, the Afenifere and the Ohaise were given the hope that the country will be restructured, and when that country restructured, it might take us back to where we were during the Western region. They've also had a lot of confab where they've decided on how to move Nigeria forward. PDP of the 16 years never looked into it, and again, the hope that the APC gave was we will restructure the country, and that was why they also had some few support from so many Nigerians and different social cultural groups. But they've come in, and this time around, just a week ago, the leader of Afenifere says the North is not going to give power to any one of us, and the problem of Nigeria is President Muhammadu Buhari, and that now shows that they are not going to restructure the country in 274 days. They are not going to give a new constitution, and the question again, as Olufala has said, Nigeria is now going into the stage of anarchy.
Well, listeners, so much happening from Nigeria, but before we run up, let me go back to Yomi if he has anything, and then we can run up the updates. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, but rest assured that we'll be back again same time tomorrow, but you don't touch the dial because you still have Frank and Archie that will be taking us through the remaining segment as well. But there's a lot happening. There was a presidential candidate that collected 83 million. He has actually said he's not going to contest anymore because he couldn't get the 100 million. The question then is, will he refund all the donation that he has received? And also, some Nigerians paid 1 naira and they had to pay 4 naira for the SMS to deliver 1 naira.
Interesting, I tell you all the time. Yomi, let me say thank you very much for that wonderful update.
Bye for now.
Bye. Well, listeners, that was Mr. Olayomi Koiki in our North London studios who brought you updates from Nigeria. Let your dial still be logged on Star Radio UK because there's a lot more going to be happening. But the question is, do you think that the election is going to take place? And if no, especially when there is this case in Ekiti where they are calling for, the Afenifere is calling for for the election to be, suspended and a real look at the constitution. Do you think that Nigeria will be able to stay together? Because the Northerners are looking at it that, hey, we want the election to happen. Some are saying that, well, looking at the Miyati Allah people who went to buy the forms for Goodluck Jonathan, so that means that they want somebody from the south to do it. But as we did say the other time, it looks like they know that Jonathan has got only 1 term more to go, so they do that. They'll put Jonathan in, he will be a 1-term president, another term president. He's finished, then they say, okay, you've had your fair share, so now let us also put somebody from our side on, and that will go for another 2 terms. But interesting what is happening in Nigeria. But what do you think about all that? It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The question is, which way? Nigeria. Enjoy the song and I'll be with you. Or do you want use the ballot box? They don't want to go to the polls. Okay, let's use the ballot box to see. Maybe if they give them a referendum, people will voice out what exactly is going on in their heads or in their minds. Enjoy this and I'll be with you. The Zongo Man.
24/7.
All around the world. In your car,
At work.
at home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio UK.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
And give them a bloody nose. Go to the police station and give them a bloody nose. Take no lies, take no bribe, take no promises, take no stain, take no sound bites, no slogan shouting. Use the ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Don't rig votes. No gerrymandering. Don't use violence. No military coup. No intimidation. No harassment. Use the ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
polling station and give them a
Archie on Starr Radio. No break.
register to vote so that you can vote. Vote for no wolves to care for sheep. Vote for people who care for you. Use the ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Use the ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your
This is
vote.
Starr Radio UK.
Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station and give them.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Well, welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Don't you worry, you'll see me in a moment. But let me try to get this for you that pertains to what is going to happen tonight on the Property Hour Show exactly at 7 o'clock or 19 hours. Yes, 19 hours. BST, that's right, 19 hours BST. Now, KB Bossman and Vicky Newton will be hosting Caleb Newton. I don't know whether that is Vicky Newton's brother or Mr. Newton himself. I'm not sure, but he's a company protection specialist company. He owns a protection specialist company, Insure with Caleb. Okay, and they'll be looking at property insurance, what you've been missing out on. So make a date with KB Bossman, Vicky Newton when they come your way on the Property Hour Show tonight. It will be preceded by BB Means Business program exactly at 18 hours BST. But it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's now gone 3 minutes past the top of the hour. So let me announce the lines open. You want to join the conversation, you come on, you say what do you want to say, and there you go, and then that way. Okay, so you want to do so, just call us on 0208-133-2257 or 58 0208-133-2257 or 58. Now those of you on other in the US, Canada, the Caribbean area, it is 001-718-303-2737 001-718-303-2737. To text WhatsApp or to call us on WhatsApp as well, it is 075-3966-1744 075-3966-1744. Our Twitter handle is at Starr Radio UK and email address is info@starradiouk.com. Whatever you do, make sure you listen to this program because it's going to help you a great deal. As I say all the time, Starr Radio UK will bring you tailored measured programs that when you listen to and apply the principles that have been used in there, it will help you a great deal. Let me say good morning, good afternoon to HRH Linda Pallian, all the way in Cyprus, to Empress Regina and Vicky Newton, and the one and only Simon Frazier as well, presenter of the CEO program. And Efia Sawarakoto, I salute you all, ladies, for the good work that you are doing. Each day you come on the show to present those programs tailored measured to meet the need of our people. All right, BB Clement, massive good afternoon to you as well. Okay, now let's move on to some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Well, I did ask the question earlier on pertaining to the chieftaincy institution in our part of the world. Do you think it's overlived its usefulness at all? Do you have any role to play that we can say, okay, look, with what is happening, we are going to benefit from it? Or as it's done here, we know the chiefs, the queen has not any administrative power per se, but she is, or the institution is playing a role as a head of state, call it that way. But we know the one who see to the day-to-day running of the country is the prime minister. Okay, so do you think all that brouhaha that is going on? The other time we were talking about the fact that the Asante Hene was telling one of the other sub chiefs that I dare you. Is it the Domahine that he was talking to be careful that you cannot install a chief there, blah blah blah. And I'm asking myself, we don't live in that times where all these things should go on. We live in a modern time where things, I mean, we are looking at modernization and stuff like that. Do you think it has outlived its usefulness when it comes to us and a part of the world? Well, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, some other story making the rounds there. I was going to bring you some details of that story, but just bear with me whilst I try to do that. Now, Baumia Mox General Sedun Ketia, University of Ghana Business School celebrates 60th anniversary. Sedun Ketia is a former student of the University of Ghana Business School. The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, has suggested the General Secretary of the Opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, John Sedun Ketia, must go back to university for remedial. Now, Baumia did not state the exact reason why Sedun Ketia needed to return to school when he addressed a gathering of the University of Ghana Business School on Wednesday. That was yesterday, May 11, 2022. Now, Vice President Dr. Baumia has made fun of the General Secretary of the Opposition National Democratic Congress, Johnson Essiedu Nketia. According to the Vice President, the NDC Chief Scribe must return to the University of Ghana Business School for remedial. Dr. Baumia made his comments while delivering an address at the launch of the 60th anniversary celebration of the University of Ghana Business School on Wednesday, May 11. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to be here today representing the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, at this major celebration. I'm here as one of you, having been an academic myself, including teaching at a business school in my previous life. Okay, so was he the one teaching Essiedu Nketia at the time, or the one who awarded him his certificate? Now, I share in your joy because 60 years of continuous operation that has produced prominent people in Ghana and the world of business is not a small feat. I think you should be very proud of yourselves for being trailblazers of this institution. Well, so why did he call for Essiedu Nketia? Was it just a joke, or yeah. Okay, it is all Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. Well, when it comes to some of the other stories still there. Now, Akufo-Addo has scored on goal as hardship bites harder. Now, these are some, okay. Nana Addo Dankwa, a renowned politician, had lost election in 2008 and 2012, but was eager to contest again, not for his own parochial interest, but for the betterment of the country. He insisted that his promises were not election gimmicks. Now, beginning Ghanaian, my apologies. Now, begging Ghanaians to give him the nod when he contested for the third time in 2016, an election that saw him rise from a presidential candidate to a position of the highest office of the land as a president. Aside from the promises, which includes the free SHS policy, the one village, one dam, one district, one factory, a key component of the industrial transformation agenda of the MPP, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, without equivocation, assured Ghanaians of his readiness and ability to deliver the country from a corrupt and incompetent John Mahama's administration. The candidate lamented the high cost of living, depreciation of the city, high unemployment rate, fuel price hikes, increment of utility tariffs, low salaries and wages, with his running mate Dr. Bawumia chorusing Ghanaians are suffering. Now, with the emergence of social media, Nana Addo made good use of the platform in trumpeting his assessment of John Mahama's administration, which, according to him, was not good enough. Not taking into cognizance the enormous resources of the country. The narrative was that the president Kufuor handed over a juicy economy to the National Democratic Congress. However, due to incompetence and bad leadership, yet Tisikaso and so come the year to wait. We're hungry despite our resources. The electorate bought his idea, voted for him in 2016 and 2020 when he asked for more to do more. Now, typical of Ghanaian election in the Fourth Republic, the sitting president, who was a candidate, had his mandate renewed. In his first State of the Nation address during his second term, Nana Akufo-Addo declared his intention to make sure the clarion call that preceded the 2020 presidential election for him to do more is realized. In spite of the considerable challenges we are confronted and the setbacks we encountered, we were confident our record in office will put us in good stead before the electorate and earn us a second term in office, which it did. Now, it means that the reason for which the Ghanaian people went to the polls on the 7th of December, that is to seek improvement in their living standards and rapid transformation of the economy, must continue in earnest, the president has stated. Undoubtedly, the Kufuor administration has delivered some promises, but they are not enough to rescue the country from its economic woes. The economy is in crisis and it's no brainer. While the president admits that Ghanaians are going through difficult times, he had made excuse, stressing he is not to blame. In a quote, he said, "I admit the Ghanaians are going through difficult times. Some people are trying to say that it's my fault, but you know that it's not the case. Yet they will call or continue to say it." He explained on Saturday, that's December 8th. That was on December. "I know there is a general sense of anxiety in our nation at the moment. The Ghanaian people, that Ghanaians are anxious about the economy, cost of living, economic levels, jobs for young people, and issues that we all thought that we had achieved national consensus on," the president stated during the presentation of the 2022 State of the Nation address in Parliament. The NEC and John Mahama continue to be blamed for the economic catastrophe, as well as the Russia-Ukraine war and the COVID-19 pandemic. So if they are blaming the former president, okay, let me say good afternoon to Mohammed Yassin. Yassin says he's listening to us all the way from Pakistan. Mashallah, your program is very nice and very beautiful. Thank you very much, Mohammed. I hope you are doing very, very well as well. A shout out to all your family and your friends in Pakistan. Okay, all right then. So now let's move on to some other stories that is making the rounds before we come to we'll be going to Europe, Asia, and other parts of the world as well. But a quick one from the blaming of the former president. That's John Mahama and his team for whatever woes that Ghana is facing at the moment. Now, this government has been in power for how many years now? Yet they still continue to turn and say, you know what, you didn't do what you're supposed to do, and that's why we are also suffering. But they thought I said during the 2016 election that, look, you know what, Ghana is rich of resources, yet we are hungry. So where are the resources? Have they did the NDC take it away? Did Mahama throw it away? Well, let me say good afternoon to Shamsuddin Oladi Pupo. So Yoruba Nation now, Yoruba Nation we won't. Okay, Okay. I did ask of the referendum and everything. I know. So what do you think? This is the election should come on. I think Shamsuddin has made his statement, his mind clear about that. Okay. Now, Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu says he is aware COVID-19 resources secured by government was misused. Nonetheless, he wants to understand how it was misused. Now, according to him, government constant attribution of the challenges the country is facing to the Russian-Ukraine war is untenable. In a quote, he said, "I know COVID resources was misused. I only want to understand how it was misused. So if President Akufo-Addo believes in the tenets of accountability and transparency, let him audit the COVID expenditure," he said this morning. Now, former President John Mahama has also accused government of using COVID resources to win the 2020 polls. Now, Ghana's fate was easy to predict with the cavalier handling of the economy by the current administration. We went into the pandemic without adequate buffers and have emerged with a terribly battered economy, Mr. Mahama disclosed in his address at the 24th African Business Conference organized by the Harvard Business School. He continued to make matters worse. The pandemic windfall of the 33 billion Ghana cedis, which could have cushioned the economy, remains unaudited and is believed to have been used largely in the quest to win the 2020 election. So the question is, where is the money? Where is the money? And that will be another song that I'll bring your way, because Zongoman asks it nicely. Where is the money? Okay, enjoy this, and I'll be bringing you to other parts of the African continent. Okay, my producers say that I should just take the other stories making the rounds on the African continent before we take the musical break, so we can just go on. So just stay with me. Well, interestingly, sanctions have been placed against Guinea and Mali and some of the other countries that conducted a coup d'etat. Now, in Guinea, the National Council of the Rally of Development, CNRD, has announced a transition period to civilian rule of 3 years or 36 months. The decision announced on Wednesday places the country at odds with regional partners and the UN, who have both called for a much shorter transition period. Now, Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya overthrew Alpha Condé in September 2021 and has since proclaimed himself as head of state. Now, Doumbouya also pledged to hand over power to elected civilians like Mali and Burkina Faso, two other countries in the region where the military seized power. Guinea has been suspended from the Economic Community of West African States, that is the ECOWAS. But what they are saying, give us how many? 36 months and we'll sort everything out. But it looks like it's far off from what the ECOWAS, the regional body, is saying. All right then. Adekunle Modik Adiza, Yoruba Nation, I want. Okay, Adekunle, thank you very, very much. Yes, you can get it if you really want it. You can get it if you really want it. That's what the musician sang. Okay. All right. One other story. Now, interestingly, that's a sad thing that goes on in Malawi. Malawi is one of the countries that I really, really love, but a Malawian court on Wednesday sentenced 3 men to 155 years in jail for killing a person with albinism. Now, among the culprits among the culprit is the man's uncle, who together with 2 other individuals confessed to killing the victim. The 3 men, aged 44, 45, and 71, revealed they committed the atrocity in January this year. Malawi, just like other countries in the sub-Sahara Africa, has been witnessing several cases of murder, gruesome attacks, and killings of people with albinism, with the belief that the use of their body parts brings good luck and success. Now, victims are usually murdered and bodies mutilated and later sold to various witch doctors for special rituals. Now, since 2014, Malawi has seen more than 170 cases of gruesome murder, harassment, and violence directed towards people living with albinism. They were all charged with murder, extracting human tissues, causing harm to a person with disability, and trafficking in persons. Now, the incident took place in 2018 when Mazambuka went missing in March and his body was later found buried in April 2018. The High Court is expected to issue a ruling on May 30. Okay, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. So how do we protect our people with albinism? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. One final story before we take our break. 12:20. The Supreme Military Court in DRC has sentenced Police Colonel Christian Kenga to death for killing of two human rights activists, Floribert Chibeya and Fideli Bazana. Now, the court named Colonel Kenga, commander of the Zimba Battalion, as the coordinator of the operation that took place on the 1st of June 2010. According to the verdict in the appeal trial, Deputy Commissioner Jacques Mugabo was also sentenced to 12 years behind bars. Now, Mugabo was one of those who confessed to strangling the two human rights defenders. The court considering mitigating circumstances for cooperating with the authorities. The case is far from closed, according to sources close to the Supreme Military Court. The case against the Zeta General John Numbi, suspected of being masterminded of the assassination of Floribert Chibeya and Fideli Bazana, is already in the hands of the judges. Is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And then dozens still missing at the South Africa floods. Now, search teams are still working in the wake of April's rainfall, but hope for the missing is dwindling. That's the story making the round. Plane with 11 on board crashes in Cameroon. The cause of the crash is not clear, but the plane lost radio contact soon after takeoff. Those are some of the stories making the rounds on the African continent as well. Google Translate adds 24 news language. Now, 10 African languages are among the additions of the US tech giant interpretation tool. And Burkina Faso rescuers in race to reach trapped miners. Rescuers nearing a refuge chamber where they hope the trapped miners will gain access to the trapped miners. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. The final one: Ethiopian acid attack survivor alleges fresh threats. Now, Salam Wit Gizu says she has moved from their home after numerous calls for her jailed attacker. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Intimidation that seems to be going on. We take a break now, and once we come back, I'll bring you the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. But the president of Ghana said, well, yet is a comedy. We have lots of resources, yet we are hungry. Now, the question is, the former president is asking the question, well, you were given 33 billion Ghana cedis as a COVID fund. Where is the account for that money that was given you? Well, some are alluding that that money was what they used to win the 2020 elections. True or false? Well, Zogoman asked the question for you and for me. Where is the dollar? Enjoy it, and I'll be with you.
UK.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show. This is the morning show with Archie.
Monkey no go see banana. Banana, him no go see banana.
Well, welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. Something from the Zongo man himself. Where is the dollar? Where is the dollar? And that's the question that has been posed. 12:28 the time. Starr Radio UK, the station, the morning show. Yes, the lines are open. If you want to join in, feel free to do so. Call us on 0208 133 2257 or 58. 0208 133 2257 or 58. For those of you in US, Canada, and the Caribbean area, it is 001 718 303 2737. 001 718 303 2737. Also, if you want to text or WhatsApp us, very, very easy to do. It is 075 3966 1744. 075 39661744. And also, you want to tweet at us. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK. Email address is info@starradiouk.com. It is the Thursday edition of the morning show, the brand time. Okay, now let's look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Okay. Well, when it comes to other parts of the world, starting from home here in the UK, yes. Information coming through. 50 more Downing Street COVID fines has been issued. The last batch of the Metropolitan Police penalties for parties brings the total to more than 100. Did the Prime Minister receive another fine? And if he did, does it actually bring him to a point where he's been forced to say that, look, okay, with the stance of Keir Starmer, the Labour leader, I think that, okay, I'm also going to say that if the report that they are waiting for, the grey report that they are waiting for, if it comes true, then maybe he will also tender his resignation. Do you think that will ever happen? Not Kojo. Well, information coming through says that, well, the Metropolitan Police have issued more than 50 new fines for breaches of the COVID rules Downing Street and other government buildings. Now, the fixed penalty notice follows more than 550 handed out last month, including to Boris Johnson, wife Carrie Johnson, and Chancellor Rishi Sunak. Neither the Prime Minister nor Mrs. Johnson are among those to be fined this time. The latest penalties are thought to involve a Christmas party in December 2020 which Mr. Johnson did not attend. Number 10 has promised to reveal any federal fines imposed on the Prime Minister. Now, the Met have been investigating 12 gatherings, at least 3 of which Mr. Johnson is known to have attended. As he arrived for a special cabinet meeting taking place at Portree in Staffordshire, the Prime Minister was asked whether he was shocked at the scale of law breaking in number 10. Well, he said, we'll have plenty to say about that when the thing's finished, he replied. Maybe he's talking about Sue Gray's report. In a statement, the Met said the investigation remains live. Further fines are expected to follow, but no timescales have been given. Well, senior civil servant Sue Gray and the House of Commons Privilege Committee are also running the inquiries into what has become widely known as Partygate. Now, opposition parties have called for Mr. Johnson and Mrs. Sunak to resign, but Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer has also come under pressure after he was filmed drinking beer in City of Durham MP Mary Foy's constituency office during a coronavirus restriction in April last year. Now, Durham Police launched an investigation last week, and Sir Keir Starmer, who denies any rule breaking, has said he will resign if he is found to have been in breach of regulation in places at a time. Now, last month, Mr. Johnson, Mrs. Johnson, Mrs. Sunak were each fined £50 over a surprise birthday party for the Prime Minister that took place in Downing Street Cabinet Room in June 2020. So, what do you think should happen? The later of the said penalties are thought to relate in part to the 18th December 2020 Christmas party, which Downing Street staff were filmed joking about a few days later. Allegra Stratton, the Prime Minister's former press secretary, resigned in December last year after the footage was revealed by ITV. She had not been at the party. But speaking in the House of Commons on the day Miss Stratton quit, Mr. Johnson said he had been repeatedly assured that there was no party on 18th of December 2020 and no COVID rules were broken. He later added that the guidance and the regulations have been followed at all times. Now, Liberal Democrats leader Ed Davies said Boris Johnson stood up in the Parliament and said COVID rules were followed in number 10 at all times. Now, 100 fines have been issued by the police over Partygate. It shows the shocking scale of the law breaking in Johnson's Downing Street and the extent of his lies. But Culture Secretary Nadine Dorries and Education Secretary Nadim Zahawi both backed the Prime Minister as they arrived for Thursday's cabinet meeting. Asked if they still had faith in Mr. Johnson, Ms. Dorries replied, "We do absolutely." Mrs. Zahawi also added, the publication of Ms. Gray's full report has been delayed by the Met Police investigation. So how long is it until the Met finish with that investigation before that comes out? Because they think that maybe that will compromise the Met's viewing or reviewing of that break or lawlessness that took place in number 10. Well, it is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, one other story that is making the rounds here in the UK also pertains to Rishi Sunak's threatening energy firms with windfall tax. Now, the Chancellor has threatened to hit energy companies with one-off windfall tax if they don't invest enough in new projects. Now, Rishi Sunak added that he wanted to see investment soon to boost energy security, and no options are off the table if not. Now, opposition parties want to tax oil and gas firms, soaring profits to help households grappling with rising bills. The Treasury officials have been ordered to examine a potential tax, source said. This morning, Mr. Sunak said he was not naturally attracted to the idea of windfall tax, but he was pragmatic about introducing one. Now, speaking, the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, said the government will have to look at the proposal if not enough investment was made. But people who are desperate to find ways and means to pay their bills when it comes to energy and other bills are not waiting for these firms to invest and then the yield of that. They are looking at instantly, what do we do to actually sustain ourselves before, call it next year, when maybe things will calm down or whatever might happen on that front. But what do you think about all that? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, recession fears grow as rising prices hit spending. Now, interestingly, in the UK, the risk of recession has risen, and analysts have warned after the economy shrunk during March, just as the UK had recovered from the pandemic. Higher prices are beginning to bite, the UK statistics body said, with people spending less and cutting down on car journeys due to a high fuel cost. The impact of higher energy bills in April has also yet to be seen. The economy grew by 0.8% over the first 3 months of the year, but in March it shrunk by 0.1 as people cut back. The main boost to the economy came in January as hospitality and travel industries recovering from coronavirus pandemic restrictions. Now, however, that came before the war in Ukraine and before households began to feel the pinch of higher prices. What is the way forward? Or is there a way back? Interesting times ahead. Now, so one story from home here. Now, a serial killer, Levi Belfield, is engaged and has applied to marry in prison, the Ministry of Justice has confirmed. The 53-year-old will need the permission of the governor of the HMP Frankland in County Durham. Now, he's serving 2 whole life sentences for the murders of Marsha McDonald and Emily De La Grange and Millie Dowler. Now, Prison Minister Victoria Atkins has ordered an immediate review into Belfield's request, calling it absolutely appalling. Now, Miss Atkins said a decision has not yet been made, and Belfield must certainly has not yet married. Now, if you see somebody who has perpetrated such ill, okay, and somebody outside now also falling heads over heels with this person and say, I'm going to marry the person, though they know that there cannot be any consummation because you're not allowed that, unless, of course, those who are in there know what to do to get that done. But on paper, that cannot happen. Now, do you think that people who also have that mindset have to be, watched by the state? Because if somebody has done such an evil, how come that somebody is so madly in love with the person? So that they can be associated with the person? I think people are sick, honestly. I think so. But what do you think? I want to know your take on that. Well, if you are a member of that family, how would you feel about it with what is going on? Well, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. In the next 21 minutes, we'll bring the program to a close. But stay tuned. Don't you go away. Now, in the international scene, now relations between Russia's President Vladimir Putin and the West are beyond repair following his invasion of Ukraine, Boris Johnson has said. So, beyond pardon now, is it? Now, the Prime Minister said he cannot see for the life of me how relations with Putin could be re-normalized. Now, repentance is going to be very difficult for Vladimir Putin now. So Boris has become a priest. He said that, well, you know what? This man, his sins is so grievous that he cannot be forgiven. Okay, but it comes after the UK signed mutual security pact with Nordic states, Finland and Sweden. We know that these two states have stayed neutral. So they were not part of the West, they were not part of the East, they were not part of whatever. They were just neutral countries and they were living their lives. But then looking at, the reality on the ground, looking at what is happening to Ukraine, they think, we have to do something. And that seems to be what they think they are doing. Russia has won Sweden and neighbor Finland, with whom it shares lengthy land border, against joining defense alliance NATO, and has warned of consequences. And that was what Ukraine wanted. They wanted to join NATO, and that unleashed the venom or the anger of Putin and his crew upon them, destroying what is happening there. But asked by some presenter if Putin could ever be welcomed back on the global stage if he repents, the Prime Minister said, nothing is impossible. You might not know. He might repent. Jesus might appear to him, or Muhammad might appear to him, or whoever. But I just cannot see for the life of me how we can renormalize relations with Putin now. He, that is Putin, has grossly violated human rights, international law. He is guilty of absolutely barbaric onslaught on a totally innocent country, and to renormalize would be to make the mistake we made in 2014. And what mistake was that? Mr. Johnson, who agreed mutual security pact with Sweden and Finland on Wednesday, warned against making the same mistake made over the 2014 Russian annexation of Crimea. Now, the world basically said, this is appalling. We condemn it. We denounce it. And we put on sanctions. But at the same time, we kind of opened negotiations with him about a way forward. And Putin basically used that as a way of twisting the knife in Ukraine. If the Ukrainians were to do any kind of deal with Putin now, the risk is that he will do exactly the same thing, and they know it. Now, so the short answer is no. No renormalization. And the UK is very clear about that. US intelligence has warned Putin is preparing for a long war in Ukraine, with even Russia's victory in the east of the country, where fierce fighting continues, potentially not ending the conflict. It comes as the UK has pledged an extra £1.3 billion in military support to Ukraine as forces there push back the Russian invasion. Are we going to get to a point where Russia thinks that, well, you know what? With what is going on, let's end it. You know, when it came to the Second World War, when they wanted to end it, when it came to the Japanese bit, the US decided, let's just release one of the bombs, the atomic bombs, and boom, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, boom, boom, and that was the end. Do you think Russia might think of doing something of the sort? And the fact that normalization or backing by of the UK to Finland and Sweden has come on, and the fact that NATO, Finland and Sweden are looking to join in NATO, has actually rattled the feathers of Putin the more. What do you think about that? It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, we thought COVID is past and gone, and we are living our lives. But you know, COVID is still there. But the US has passed more than 1 million COVID-related deaths, says the White House. President Joe Biden said the country was marking a tragic milestone, and each death was an irreplaceable loss. It's the highest official total in the world, although the World Health Organization believes that the true death toll may be much higher elsewhere. The US has also recorded more than 80 million COVID cases out of a 330 million population. The first confirmed case was reported in 20th on the 20th of January 2020 when a man flew home to Seattle from Wuhan in China. The 35-year-old survived after 10 days of pneumonia, coughs, fever, nausea, and vomiting, but death began to be reported just few weeks later. In the 2 years since, death rates have ebbed and flowed as waves of the virus swept across the country, now reaching highs of more than 4,000 a day in early 2021. Now, public health experts give several reasons for the high U.S. death toll, including high rates as obesity and hypertension, overworked hospital system, some vaccine hesitancy, a large older population might have contributed to that as well. Now, each U.S. state may have slightly different way to define a COVID death, and such deaths are often not solely because of the virus. The U.S. has seen the number of daily reported deaths spike on several occasions, often coming as new variants are spreading across the country. A first wave, the initial pandemic, saw highs of more than 2,500 daily reports death in April 2020, about 8 months before the first vaccines were rolled out in December. The dangerous surges where hospitals were full and new deaths were overwhelming have all come on the heels of new variants. Dr. Mark Cameron, an associate professor in the Department of Population and Quantitative Health Science at the Case Western University in Ohio, said that most of the 1 million Americans who died during the pandemic lost their lives after the vaccine were introduced. That's down to the sheer scale of people still catching the virus. It does not mean the vaccine aren't working. Vaccines massively cut severe COVID rates. A study from the Rand Corporation credited the jobs with some 140,000 lives in the US by May 2021. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're going to be running up the program pretty soon, but let me bring you some of the rest of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Another story that is making the headlines: the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says he is appalled by the Wednesday killing of veteran. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think I've got Kofi, but let me bring you this story before I go to Kofi. Now, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says he is appalled by Wednesday's killing of veteran Palestinian American Al Jazeera journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. He also called for an independent investigation into her death. Abu Akleh, 51, died while covering a raid by Israeli forces in the occupied West Bank. Her producer was injured as well. Al Jazeera said Israeli troops deliberately shot her. Israel Prime Minister said it was likely she was shot by Palestinian gunmen. Well, the blame game has started. But what do you think? Let's go to Mr. Kofi Ali. Okay. Kofi, good afternoon to you.
Oh, afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And you?
I'm fine. And how is Frank? We didn't see him today. He's busy.
Yeah, he is, yes.
Yes, we listened to him yesterday. Unfortunately, there seems to be a change in the nature of the program.
Now, on Wednesdays, we go to the House of Parliament, so...
Oh, but even the day before yesterday, it wasn't, when we saw our Linda Perlin talking.
That was
Monday. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah,
morning at 12 o'clock. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, yes. Actually, I call regarding, first of all, my condolence to the poor lady who lost her life.
Yeah.
In Palestine, the journalist.
Yeah.
However, I want to also say she's just the victim of multiple identity. Can you see how we become victims of multiple identity? And what do I mean by being a victim of multiple identity? The lady is a Palestinian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. and a Palestinian who is an Al Jazeera journalist. Reporting. So when she's reporting, is she reporting for Al Jazeera or she's reporting for Palestinian?
She's reporting for Al Jazeera, but she's a Palestinian. Good. That's it.
Now, the Israelis will not see an Al Jazeera reporter. What they will be seeing is what a Palestinian journalist, you understand, yeah. Who is misinforming others. That is what they will see. Remember, and this is some of the challenge we have. She is American too, don't forget.
Yeah, yeah.
So she has so many identities. Actually, she was born in Jerusalem. When the lady died, she's supposed to have been buried by who? Al Jazeera. Is that not true?
Yes.
The Palestinians took over the dead body. The president of Palestine in front, Mahmoud Abbas. And they've turned the funeral into Palestinian funeral. Are they not then justifying why the Israelis must shoot that person? If you are a journalist, your personal identity, BBC journalist is a big, whether it's a Ghanaian, Nigerian, that doesn't matter. Is that not true?
Yeah. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Kofi, we are listening.
That is to me what is supposed to be the case. When I look at the prayer and everything for this lady, they rather than Al Jazeera burying an Al Jazeera reporter, which is a journalist losing their life, and which is a painful thing, it has become part of the Palestinian funeral. And it is the Palestinians that are fighting the Israelis. The Israelis are fighting the Palestinians. Is that not true? And therefore, they have taken the glory this woman deserves away. Totally. They robbed this woman of the impact she will have made in the history of journalism worldwide. She was reporting. In the middle of reporting, she was shot. That journalism is what you have buried there. It's like a military man died in a war. The military bury you.
Yeah.
Can you see? Unfortunately, that is what was done. But well, that is what you suffer. I call it the casualty of multiple identity. That aside. We have been told on several occasions that we are so rich in Ghana. Is that not true?
Oh yeah.
We have so much money, yet it's casual comedy into and so a comedian. If we are so rich, isn't the people of Ghana who are rich? Or the nation of Ghana is what is rich? I don't even know. Maybe you can help me. Who is rich?
I don't know. I can't see their riches, so I don't know whether it's the nation or the individual.
Why are we fooling ourselves? Every day we are rich. You are in opposition. Even those in opposition are telling us they are rich. We are rich and there's money and somebody's misusing it. If you were in opposition and you say we are rich, now you are there. And what are you doing? You are putting e-levy on poor people. Isn't the poor people that are rich? They ask you, say you can't balance your account. Why? Because you need money. Is that not what they are saying for the e-levy?
Yeah.
And then you put this e-levy on poor people. And you are taxing people who are crying. So what these people are telling us that the poverty of Ghanaian is a riches to them. We are rich because when they look at our poverty, what they see is riches. What kind of hopeless people are these? By the way, let me ask you, because sometimes you're also part of the problem. When these people come to say they are giving free education to Ghanaians, is that not true?
Yeah.
Have you ever asked them which Ghanaians? Is it to all Ghanaians or to some Ghanaians?
And they're giving it to, they said all Ghanaians. That's what they've said. That's what they said. The free SHS is across board, so everybody, not mean tested or anything. If you are going to free SHS, free for you.
It means you have not gone down there to see exactly what they are doing. For you to believe that free. Oh, so the Kaya who is 9-year-old and carrying things in the market, she's not eligible and qualified.
Now, if she wants to go to SHS, she's eligible.
Oh, so
she can enjoy it.
Oh, it's free.
Yes.
I'm coming. I'm coming. The Constitution said it must be free and compulsory.
Yes.
That is what the Constitution said. Is that not true?
Yes.
When you say something is compulsory, it means you have taken the right of going to get it away from the consumer. You give it to them because it's by force. That is what the Constitution said. And these people are telling you that they are giving everyone free and therefore compulsory education. The reason why we've not made it compulsory in the past, you understand? We've not carried out the compulsory element because we cannot afford it. Is that not true?
Yeah.
Because it's not free. Is that not true?
Yes.
Now that we said it's free, the state is paying for it. We need all the money we can mop up to. And you go to Accra, you see a girl, beside her, a pregnant girl, all sleeping by the roadside, a nursing mother with a baby, barely 6 months old, carrying things in the marketplace from morning to night. It's all over Ghana.
Yeah.
And we come fooling ourselves saying someone is giving someone free education. It means free education to those who are already going to school. That is what they are telling you.
Yeah. It's not, that means it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. If it's compulsory, everybody should be enrolled. Everybody, that age group should be enrolled.
If it's compulsory, every child must be enrolled. In this country, education is compulsory. It's by force, whether your parents can afford it or not.
Yeah.
If you are below the age of 16, by force, even if you are sick, you'll find a way of giving your own version of education.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether in Ghana, Kayayo is part of our education. I don't know. You see, I only see in Ghana the only madman is Kofi Ali. Everybody is okay. Because how can this be the case? And you have people telling us that we should go and have garden beside our house and be feeding ourselves. So if you don't have garden, we'll have to
no, Kofi, that one you misunderstood it. What we were saying that day was that if you have that, I mean, it cuts down on your own economy. I mean, you don't need to go and buy tomato. Let's say even a day's worth of tomato. You don't need to buy it because you have grown some in your backyard, and that's what we're saying.
See. We are talking about making it available. That, like in this country, it is available. You really don't have to grow it in this country. You don't have to grow it. If you choose to grow it, it's your business. Can you see? Like last time you were saying there are allotments. Is that not true?
Yeah, allotment. Yeah.
Inside my house there's allotment.
Yeah.
In the city of London, the government has created a place from your flat, from your tower building. That is your allotment. They may even be taking some 30 or 20 pounds from you every month or every week. You go to the council and get it. Is that not true?
Yeah.
Good. It's your choice. It's your choice. Some people, you see, gardening to some people, even if you go in front of their house, they've got some useless flower you don't know. And the day they want to give flower to your boyfriend, they go and buy that one. But in front of their house, they even have dogs. They have time. Can you see? However, it's their choice. Is that not true?
Yeah.
A choice of convenience. The one you are talking about is not a choice of convenience. It's a choice of necessity. You are doing it because your salary is not enough to feed you. You are doing it because you can't feed yourself. You are doing it because it's too expensive in the market. Can you see? You can't afford it. That is the state we want to move away from. And some of us believe, like you see Kayayo on the street in Ghana. A lot of us justify that, well, if she has no one to feed her, even we Ghanaians, even the Kayayo herself is justifying it that when she's in a village, there may not be light. There's electricity in Accra, so she's better off there. So we ourselves have accepted our own hopeless condition as the righteous way. I don't know whether you see where I'm going with my discussion.
Yeah, I get you.
And you see, your determination works with your mindset. Your mindset then comes capability. If the capability is not there, how do we create it? Well, what is missing? Then we will start talking about it. If it's about determination, haven't we been determined enough? A girl waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning, you have unemployed graduate association in a country that they have time to go and form an association. And we think we are doing well. And we have our so-called president. It's now so-called because this status and behavior is out of order, sitting and defending the indefensible. We are doing well. In fact, we are the fastest growing economy. And you don't even know what they mean by economy anymore. You don't know what they mean by what they talk about. Is economy someone or we the people of Ghana? We are developed. We need to develop ourselves. If Kofi Ali is not developed, nobody is developed. Can you see the way? And until we learn to talk to these people in the language they understand, because we are tired. If we do away with this one, there's another one hanging in the corner. It's going around. We've tested it for 4 years. It's all stupidity is why this one came. And he's still boasting that he can even do better of what you have done already.
Yeah.
What better can you do that you didn't do it at that time?
Maybe 2 more years they can do better. Kofi, run up. We have to go now. Run up, please.
So for me, you understand?
Yeah.
We agree to be democratic, but we didn't agree to be stupid.
Okay.
And democracy is not stupidity. Democracy is for us to choose the best way we can all evolve and change our way of life to be better people, to develop ourselves, to be independent and make independent mean what it says. Democracy is not freedom to be slaves.
Okay.
How can you be free slaves? What kind of free slaves is that? You are a monster. You are either free or you are a slave. In this case, you tell me, why did we run away anyway? I don't know about you, but I ran away because I can't stand it. I know it's only 1 day waiting for me, and before you know, one car go and put me under one trailer and it's over. Or you go to hospital. Everywhere you pass in Ghana, somebody's waiting to kill you. Even the food they sell, I swear, if you play with food in Ghana, you will die.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody do what they like. Are you not aware? Or you are not with me on that?
No, I agree with you. Desperate situation. So people are just using desperate measures to sustain.
Situation. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because the thing has got so, and you have a hopeless president sitting on air. And what they're even telling him that, look, the tax you're introducing and this is showing a problem. The man is boasting that it's not a problem. Everybody has got the same problem, so it's right for him to have a problem.
Okay.
Because America, Europe, China, everybody else, all Ukraine, so we must die. What is our own problem with Ukraine? Now there's COVID, there's everything. They look for useless words to justify their stupidity.
Of course.
That is what we've all developed. And our own people too are deep into it. We wake up from morning to night, we discuss politics of hopeless people. I'm sure one day, if there's a God in heaven, he will hear our voice and will do away with these vampires.
And let's say amen. Amen to that. Kofi, thank you very much for that wonderful contribution to the program as well. Have a lovely day. We'll catch up later. Well, listeners, that was Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul-Yakin for you as well on the morning show. And this is where I'm bringing the program to a close. It's gone 3 minutes past the top of the hour, as I announced earlier on. This afternoon, exactly at 6 o'clock, or this evening at 6 o'clock, we'll be having BB Clement on BB Means Business. Then after that, exactly at 7 o'clock, that is 19 hours BST, British Summer Time, we will be having KB Bossman and Vicky Newton having as their guests Mr. Caleb Newton, and he is a protection specialist. He owns a protection specialist company, okay, and that is insurance, more to do with insurance. And they say, insure with Caleb. Well, what kind of insurance are they talking about? Property insurance. What you've been missing out? Are you missing out in these times? You don't want to miss out on anything. If you can get any cuts or anything that you can save on that front, well, why not? Well, so make sure you make a date with them this evening exactly at 19 hours BST. So on that note, let me say thank you very much for joining us once again. It's been a pleasure coming your way. Tomorrow, God willing, we'll bring you the Friday edition of the morning show. It's me, Archie, and I say bye-bye for now. See you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy this music. And this is a cover version of Don't Worry, Be Happy by the Quadraphonics. Timeless Dimapot Nagaland. Okay, enjoy it. And when it ends, you don't hear from me. It's with me. Bye for now. See you all later. Bye.
listening.
Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy.